What's going on, guys? Tea time number 3 already, and literally like 7 minutes ago, one of my friends, Choi, he just commented saying you should show them how you prepare your tea, and I was like, all right, cool. So you know how they say a watch pot never boils? Well, I've been watching this for like the past 5 minutes, and it hasn't boiled yet. Um, but yeah, so as soon as that boils, I literally today we're drinking green tea from Walmart, and it's just the decaf version since I can't handle caffeine, as you guys know. Um, and I literally just get it's like a 40 pack. It's like $2, and I literally just will put one tea bag in a cup, and then got my honey, just raw and unfiltered. I don't know, my mom bought it, and then CBD oil. Um, I like the CBD oil for its anti-inflammatory purposes. All right, and there is the boil. So I put it in my tea in the mornings or in the evenings, but usually like half a dropper every day. And literally all we're doing is taking this pot of hot water and just drop it in there. Awesome. All right, cool. Now, all we gotta do is wait 1 to 2 minutes. And while we do that, just get one of these small plates, put it on top, and boom, you got some tea. And the good thing with green tea, it only takes 1 or 2 minutes to steep, so nothing crazy. But so past couple tea times has been lots of like practical fitness advice. You know, this one is gonna be more the mindset that comes with all of that stuff. So it's like with achieving your goals and whatnot, like you gotta really, oh, that's really bright. So with when you're like achieving your goals, you really gotta have like this mindset of like you pretty much you gotta be pretty arrogant. You know, you're like, oh, I'm going to achieve this thing, right? Like I'm going to get to where I want to be, and it's like there's no you can't half-ass fitness, right? There's no like there's this one great quote by Ron Swanson where he says, "Never half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing," right? So your fitness is the thing you're gonna whole-ass, right? And that just means you're putting like you're dedicating the next however long, like pick a time period, right? That's the first thing. So the goal, right? So I always have my clients do short-term goals and long-term goals. Short-term goals are usually 12 weeks long, so about 3 months, and then long-term goals are about like a year to 2 years in advance, right? And that can be a lot of pressure for people because when you're thinking, oh, 2 years from now, oh man, that's a long time. It is, but it also isn't. Like think about 2 years ago, it's 2017, right? Like that wasn't that long ago. Like, you know what 2017 was? It was the mannequin challenge. Like, that was not that long ago, you know? And if the mannequin challenge is 2018, then I apologize. I don't keep up with social media. I was just watching a race driver tour video to get some inspiration earlier, and I just saw the mannequin challenge. But yeah, like, oh, by the way, I'm steeping my tea now. I'm just kind of doing this thing, whatever. Uh, so just like a couple minutes of that, and then pretty much just take it out. And then I'm holding my stabilizer with one hand, so I don't know how I'm gonna put the honey in. But actually, no, we're gonna do it. We're problem solvers, not problem creators. So all we're doing is right here, and just put in one spoonful of honey in. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that. Seems like a lot, but it's not. Because it's coming out really slow. And just one full, oh look at that, it's dropping right into the tea. Perfect. Okay, so we go one spoon of honey. I might do another one, we'll see. But yeah, and then I take my CBD oil, and this is just hemp oil. There's no THC in here. I'm not a huge fan, but because CBD is like the main anti-inflammatory properties, and this is just half This is 0.5 milliliters, and I just literally will just drop the whole thing in there. Okay. And yeah, that's how I make my tea. Honestly, the benefits to green tea, like, yeah, sure, there's a few. I honestly like didn't look up many benefits, but green tea has 0 calories, and it's a good like. People say it's an appetite suppressant, you know, and I'm just drinking it because so I can have focus in the gym, like I can just focus in the gym when I go here in like maybe 20 minutes or so. But yeah, I like green tea just for like the tea purposes. Like it just helps me like focus, you know. It's just like it's tea, you know. It's very calming. It's just nice. Like I meditated this morning, and like this is just part of my morning ritual, right? So benefits. Also, like people say, oh, green tea helps with weight loss. Well, think about it this way: you're drinking Well, I mean, with honey now there's calories, but green tea by itself has 0 calories. So like that's how it helps with weight loss because it'll it'll quote unquote fill you up, you know, because the tea leaves have something that it just doesn't make you hungry for a while, you know, and um oh, I need some more honey for sure. Yeah. We'll just do a little more. Just go straight in that thing. Oh, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. There we go. All right, that's fine. That should be enough. You don't want too much honey in there too, because then like it masks the taste of the green tea itself. But let's get back to the mindset. It's been about 6.5 minutes, and if you're watching this up to now, you've learned how to make you've learned how to make some pretty bomb-ass green tea. So you're welcome. So let's go back to short-term and long-term goals, right? So short-term goals, let's say 12 weeks, right? I was talking to one of my clients about this yesterday, and it's like, let's plan out where you want to be 12 weeks from now, right? So let's say you want to lose, let's say your long-term goal is you want to lose, I don't know, like 60 pounds, or you just want to look a certain way, right? Like you want to be shredded, right? So it's kind of hard to say, oh, I just want to be shredded. Like saying, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 12 weeks, you have a time frame and you have specificity, right? Which is pretty much what you want. You want specific goals in a certain time frame, and that's a very measurable goal, right? If this sounds familiar to anybody, it's making SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relative, and timely, right? And I didn't think I'd be going over a Boy Scout lesson in tea time, but I learned that in Boy Scouts at a camp. It was like specific, right? So this much in this long, right? 20 pounds in 12 weeks. Measurable, you know, like those are both numbers that you could measure. Attainable, that's realistically, that is doable. Like depending on where your starting point is, you can lose 20 pounds in the next 12 weeks. Okay. Attainable, relative, weight loss goal, you know, and then timely. So like time based, or 12 weeks, right? And that's pretty much the best way to structure your goals, right? So let's talk about the mindset, right? Like earlier I said you gotta be arrogant, and that's true. Like a lot of people are very like these days. People talk shit about arrogance and like, you know, cockiness, and like no, you want to walk into a gym and say, I'm going to kill it today. I'm going to kill it the rest of my life. Like there's nothing that's going to stop me from getting to my goal no matter what. Like wake up, like tell yourself that in the mirror. You know, I tell myself in the mirror every day. Like I don't share this with many people, but like I'm going to say it now. I literally look myself in the mirror and I say I'm sexy as fuck. I'm going to be jacked. And I'm going to be financially free. Those are my 3 goals right there, right? And those are long-term goals, of course. You know, like I don't have my short-term goal is to gain 5 pounds of muscle in the next 12 weeks, right? And that sounds like it's not a lot, but it is a lot. It takes 4 to 6 weeks to put on a pound of muscle, but I have actually lost a bunch of muscle, unrelated. And so putting it back on, there's muscle memory. That's another video. Anyways, But yeah, so you walk in the gym and you have this like you just want this bulletproof mindset, right? And that's like with everything, right? So it's like, will this next thing benefit me or will it hurt me, right? So drinking this green tea, is it gonna benefit me or is it gonna hurt me, right? Well, if I was drinking it 0 calories, it would hurt me personally because I'm trying to gain weight, so I need more calories, right? So that's why I added the honey in, and then I added the CBD oil in for anti-inflammatory purposes, right? But your mindset should be there's nothing that can stop me from achieving my goal, right? And it's also a what is it, like be at the cause of your life and not the effect. Like you'll see a lot of people saying, "Oh, this thing happened to me." Like this happened to me. No, like life happen. Yeah, sure, life happens to you, right? No, you make life happen, right? So it's like, oh man, I got like, oh man, man, this new job got me fat. It's like, no, you got yourself fat. Like that's extreme ownership, right? There's this book by this Navy SEAL. It's called Extreme Ownership, and it's like you take responsibility and accountability for everything that happens to you in life, no matter what it is, right? So like I got the flu. I got the flu a couple weeks ago. My fault, man. Like, cause I went to the gym and I knew that there's a bunch of germs there, right, or whatever, right? It's like, um, brightness, you know, or like, oh, I lost a bunch of weight, it's my fault. I'm gonna put it back on, right? Like, I am responsible for everything that happens to me, right? And it's kind of like you can't put blame on anybody else, on anything else, for anything in your life, right? And that is very, very against what we learn as we're growing up. When we grow up, we are, no, I don't want to say taught, but we always shift the blame onto someone else. It's like that Rocky quote, it's like you can't say that you're not anywhere because of him or her or anybody else, right? Um, that's what losers say. You're not. That's what losers say, and you're not a loser or whatever. It's like that. Winners don't talk like whatever. Anyways, but seriously, you're at the cause of your life, and not the effect, right? If something happens to you, you want to be responsive instead of reacting to something, you want to respond to it, and man, I am jumping all over the place because this is one of those things that's like I'm just talking off the cuff, but it's like just life experience, right? So like when you go from shifting blame from others onto yourself, it's crazy how much life changes because all the power that you think other people have over you is completely gone, 100% gone. Okay, and it's so nice because you're just taking 100% responsibility for your actions, 100 accountability for everything that you do and that happens to you, right? So, and this is like, the book is called Extreme Ownership because he talks about like extreme scenarios, right? It's like if you're 5 minutes late because somebody in front of you cut you off, it's your fault because you could have left 5 minutes early, right? So when I'm late to things, I'm like, it's my fault. I take responsibility, right? When I make a commitment, I don't show up to it because it's like, oh, something came up. No, it's my fault. I made the commitment and I should have planned for something. It's like it's just those little things like that, like will make the big thing, right? So it's like I let myself go over the past year, right? Not me, I'm just saying as an example, right? It's like oh, I let myself go over the past year, right? Do you see how you say I let myself go instead of like oh, oh man, all this weight just like I don't know how it happened. It's like overnight, It's like Rome wasn't built in a day, like your fat stores weren't built in a day. Um, Yeah, so this video not too much like practical advice, but the mindset, man, it's so important to like fitness and lifestyle and literally everything. It's like everything is like mind controls the body no matter what, right? Like you get a craving, that's your mind saying, "Hey, I need a hit of dopamine of like the cake that's in the fridge or something," right? First of all, you shouldn't have cake in the fridge. We'll get to that later though. But yeah, like it's your mind saying that you want something, that you need something, right? And you can control it. Like every time, think about it. This is a great example. So every time that it's like cold outside or it's snowing or hailing or whatever, and you're like, I'm not gonna go to the gym today because of the weather. Just let that sink in for a second. The weather is gonna dictate whether or not I achieve my goals to look the way I want and feel the way I want in the future. You, that's such an outside force, okay? And even though we live in Texas, we got this Dallas weather where it's 70 degrees one day and 20 degrees the next. Going out and going to the gym and doing, like, going to the gym, going to work out when you don't want to will actually train your brain. Like, your brain is a muscle, right? It'll train your brain to build these like synapses to where next time that happens, you will do it. Like, it trains you to for the long term to do things when you don't want them, when you don't want to. So it's like, oh, it's kind of cold today. I don't know if I'll go out. It's like, nah, put on a couple layers of jackets, put on some scarves. If you put on a scarf if you need to, put on a beanie, and get your ass to the gym. Sit in the sauna for 5 minutes to warm up a little bit, and then go about your workout. That's what I'm gonna do today. But yeah, so it's literally just like 100% responsibility, complete and total accountability for everything. Like every little thing, everything. Doesn't matter what it is. Somebody punched me in the face. It's my fault. Like I did something to piss them off. Like, my fault, Because then the power, like, nobody else, think about this, nobody else will have power over you besides yourself. And that is so freeing, and so just that's the most liberating thought I have ever, the other thing is self-love. People love talking shit about themselves and self-deprecating and stuff, Like, not me, man. I don't think there's like anybody else I will ever love in this world more than myself, And people hate on that, right? People hate. It's crazy how people hate on self-love, right? I could talk about saying how I hate myself, and people be like, "Oh no, I'm here for you," right? But as soon as I say I love myself, it's like, why does that sound so weird? Like, why does that sound so? Because we're conditioned to not think like that. And this is some like deeper level thinking. If you watch my last 2 tea times, I literally just gave you straight advice on like what you can do like today, right? But doing like that going into that mindset of self-love is really hard for a lot of people. It was really hard for me as well, going into that like not self-deprecation, like complete and utter accepting myself for who I am, and then just saying that I'm gonna grow as a person and I'm gonna love myself every step of the way, right? So you gotta have like those mindsets, right? I think I'll tell you this video. Tea time number 3: preparing tea, mindsets, loving yourself, right? Extreme ownership. That's the key. Especially the way we live right now, there's so many distractions. Like, you're taught to put your blame on others, but like, take responsibility for yourself and you love yourself. I promise you, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Like, I'm not talking about some Kevin Garnett, like, anything is possible, like, I can fly, like, not that type of shit, but like literally anything is possible that you do set your mind to. And like, the mind, like I said earlier, the mind is a muscle that you have to work out too, right? So it can be anything from like saying that you're gonna hit 10 reps on something, and then imagining yourself hitting 10 reps on that exercise with a certain weight. Like, I'm doing it right now, right? I'm about to go hit some chest today. I'm imagining myself hitting a certain weight in my head for a certain amount of reps. And now when I go to the gym, I'll have that memory in my head, and like, it's like I'll have the visualization that I've done it before, and then I'll do it in real life, you know? So, I still have a bunch of tea left, and it's we just hit the 20-minute mark. So if you're still following along, I'm pretty proud of you. I definitely need to invest in an external mic for this phone, so I can get more, so you can get more better audio, clearer audio. But what have we talked about so far? So mindsets on extreme ownership and accountability, self-love, and arrogance, right? Like there's nothing that will stop me from accomplishing my goal, right? We talked about setting smart goals, right? So something you can do right now. This is the practicality, right? This is the actionable advice. Write down where you want to be 12 weeks from now, right? So 12 weeks from now, let's do mine, okay? So what's today? March 5th, right? March 5th, April, May, June, right? April, May, June. Okay, so on June 5th, I want to be 5 pounds heavier than I am now. Okay, so that's in 12 weeks. I want to gain 5 pounds of muscle, right? I'm gonna gain some fat along the way, but I want to gain 5 pounds of muscle, right? So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna check my body fat percentage. I'm gonna see how much weight, how much of my weight is lean body mass and how much is fat mass. And then I'm gonna weigh it again in probably a month from now, and then another month from now, and then on the third month, and then on the first month I'll see if I made progress, and if I did, then I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And if I didn't make progress, then I gotta change up what I'm doing, right? This is where plateaus come in. Plateaus happen because people do the same thing over and over for a long period of time, and your body is built. Your body's like, think about it, right? Humans are built to adapt, right? To adapt to their environment, right? So if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, your body will adapt. Yeah. And I'm gonna jump to something else right now. I'm gonna jump to your attitude about everything, right? And so I'm sure you guys have heard that quote: "You are the average of your 5 closest friends." That is true. That is so true. You are who you hang out with, right? But I was talking to my brother Eli the other day, who's a buddy of mine. He's a personal trainer in Chicago, and I said that quote, and then I was like, but people also forget to realize you are the average of your 5 closest foods. Yeah, right. So like, what are the 5 things you're eating every day, like, or every week? Like, what's the top 5 foods you're eating? Because that's you. Like, if the top 5 foods you're eating are Skittles, rice, and I don't know, like Five Guys burgers, I don't know, whatever, right? Subway, McDonald's, like that's who you are, because you are what you eat, right? If you eat like red meat, fish, chicken, and eggs, that's who you are, right? Like you're literally just lean muscle, like hopefully. Um, if you're doing everything else right, everything else correctly. But yeah, so surround yourself with positive influences, and that can be in your friend group, in your house, in your fridge, in your pantry and stuff. Like, so if you have any type of food that triggers you at the house, you should get rid of it. And if you're strong enough to handle it, then that's another story. But if it's not there, then you won't be tempted, right? This is called what Sam Ovens calls improvement through subtraction, right? So you're actually getting better by taking things out of your life. And that can be like food, that can be who you're hanging out with, like toxic friends, toxic people, something like that. People who don't strive to achieve your level of greatness, right? I mean, you don't want to be clawed down by people like that, and you don't want to be clawed down by food that's poison to your body, right? So that's the big thing. That's the big takeaway, Just let's see. Let's just go over everything we've talked about. Okay. So step 1 was the benefits of green tea, right, and CBD oil. And the second thing was mindsets, right? So instead of half-assing 2 things, whole-ass 1 thing, complete dedication, right? And then was extreme ownership. I'm at the cause, not the effect of everything in my life. What was the next one? Yeah, like extreme accountability. The next one was like arrogance and cockiness, right? Like I'm the greatest. I am the greatest, and there's nothing that anybody or anything can stop, or anyone can do to stop me from achieving my goals, right? And the last one we just talked about right now was improvement through subtractions, taking things out to get better. And that's a great concept because a lot of people think, what should I do? Like, what can I do? What can I add into my routine? What can I add into my routine to make my journey easier, right? And it's crazy. It's not adding stuff into your routine. It's taking stuff out of your routine, right? If you're going to the movies and you're getting popcorn that's like 1,000 calories per bucket with the slushy, like you should take the movies out of your routine, or eat before you go or something. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much. There's just so much practical advice out there. There's not a lot of like mindset advice out there, right? And that's exactly what I'm trying to give you in this one, right? So if you guys like, some of you might agree with something, some of you might agree with nothing, some of you might agree with some of the stuff and not everything, right? The whole concept of being like the whole arrogance concept is kind of hard to take in for people, where it's like, oh, I don't want to be like, arrogant. It's like, well, would you rather be arrogant and cocky, or would you rather be underconfident, And 100 times out of 10, I will choose being cocky over being underconfident, no matter what, because honestly, nothing bad ever comes from having too much confidence. Like, sure, Julius Caesar, okay, cool. Napoleon, all right, whatever, right? But like the amount of the amount of confidence that you're gonna have, what you think is cockiness is just normal confidence, right? So if you aim for up here and then you get right here, which is confident, you're gonna be way better off than being underconfident, right? And so a lot of people that are underconfident are like, in their goals they will cheat on their diet and stuff because they're not confident they can lose the weight, right? Or they'll skip a couple days, right? That's the confidence I'm talking about. The confidence to achieve your goals, right? Like, to get to where you want to be, right? I'm not talking like entitlement or anything like, oh, I deserve to be, like less weight than I am now. It's like I'm going to work hard to do anything and everything in my power to get to where I want to be. But yeah, know we jumped around a lot today, and this tea time is like triple the time of my first one and like 10 minutes longer than my second one. So if you're a loyal fan, I appreciate you. Leave me a comment if you want on which one we talk about next. I have a couple of ideas. Probably gonna be. I'm probably gonna delve a little bit deeper on the improvement through subtraction concept. There's this word. It's called via negativa. By taking stuff out, you'll get better, right? And so I really like that concept, and I think I might delve deep into that next time. Or we can talk about something different. Like we can talk about cardio or whatever. Cardio, man. That'd be like a 5-minute tea time. I would literally just be like, actually, let's do it right now. Let's fucking do it right now. Let's talk about cardio for the next 2 sips of my tea. All right. So people ask me all the time, hey, Faraz, what's the best form of cardio? Hey, Mr. John Doe, the best form of cardio is what you like to do, like what you enjoy. What do you enjoy doing? Do you enjoy the rowing machine? Do you enjoy swimming? Do you enjoy running outside? Do you enjoy the bike? I just listed 4 things. Do you enjoy the Stairmaster? I don't enjoy the Stairmaster. I don't enjoy biking outside. I enjoy the stationary bike, and I enjoy walking outside in the park. That's the form of cardio I know for a fact I'm gonna do. Figure out what you're gonna do, whether it's biking outside or running on a trail. I don't know, whatever the fuck that you like doing. And just stick to that, right? And just do it over and over again because it's something that you like doing, right? Well, a client of mine loves to jump rope. And he's like, hey, is jump rope good cardio? And I'm like, do you like jump rope? He's like, I love it. And I'm like, then it's good cardio. So, yeah. I am signing out. I'm gonna go chill for a little bit, work on some videos, and then I'm gonna go to the gym, hit this chest day. So I will catch you guys later. Peace.